Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you so much for jumping on and supporting me, my journey, and the content. We are going through how to not waste your 2023, how to have the best year of your life, and how to use that momentum to create a life on your terms. That's my passion. That's my purpose. My purpose is to help heal and improve the consciousness of mankind. And this is a piece of the puzzle, right? You need to understand who you are, what's meaningful to you, set goals in alignment with it, break down your master plan, have a vision, overcome limiting beliefs, all that good stuff. So we are going through that today. That's all the steps. I'm going to break it down for you in a little bit more detail. I did run a live workshop on the weekend. So if you missed out, guys, you missed out. Should have jumped on there. So if you're not subscribed and watching my content closely, jump on my email list, jump on my, just watch my content a little bit more engagingly, and you'll see that I run free events. So I did run one on the weekend, and I broke down these steps step by step over 2 hours. I won't be doing 2 hours right now. I'll probably do sort of 10, 15 minutes, depending how long I chat for. So guys, first and foremost, if you haven't liked the video, if you could like the video, it helps me reach more people. The algorithm loves it. So I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's move on. For you guys to have the life on your terms, to have a meaningful life, I want to first of all take a big zoom out of life and just really challenge you guys to view life through a different lens. In the next 1,000 years, no one is going to remember you. There might be a very select few for the hyper successful people. Maybe other successful people in 1,000 years might read your books, they might study you, but for 99.99999% of you, highly likely you, including me, no one's going to remember you. No one's going to think about you. When you die, when the Grim Reaper taps you on the shoulder and says, your time is up, that will be the biggest highlight of your life. That's when most people, the people that were most, knew who you were and you had added value to their life, that's where within, 10 days, 10 months, 10 years, 50 years, 100, 1,000 years, and somewhere in between, everyone's going to forget about you. And the reason I'm sharing this is because so many people get so fucking caught up on trying to impress others, living a life based on other people's views, other people's values, other people's expectations, when it's futile. You're never going to impress everyone, and the only person's opinion that matters is yours. So the reason I'm sharing this is we all, and I'm very guilty of this, is growing up and just adopting and subordinating to other people's values, other people's expectations, other people's opinions, other people's wants and needs. And there's a time and place. If you're a parent, you got to put your kids' needs ahead of your own at some point, especially when they're young and they've just come into this world. But when it comes to what are you doing with your life, if you're living a life based on what can I do to impress others, you are going to be fucking miserable. And back to the point I just said, no one's going to give a shit about you in the next 10 years after you're dead anyways. 10 years, if you're super successful, maybe 100 years, maybe 1,000 years. No one's going to remember you. No one's going to give a shit what you did or didn't do with life. So why don't you just do something that's meaningful? Stop caring about the money, stop caring about the cars, stop caring about the houses, and just do things that are meaningful. Am I saying don't have goals and don't look after your finances? Absolutely not. We live in a world where money is important because if you don't, you're living on the street. You got no food to eat. You don't have a roof over your head. So money's a piece of the pie. It's a piece of the puzzle. But for me, what's more important and what's meaningful to you? Because success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. I'm going to say that again. Write that one down or absorb what I just said. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Because the scariest place to be in life, and I experienced pieces of this, I definitely not to a very high level, but I experienced it to my level, was it's when you actually arrive at the destination and you're still fucking empty. It's when you actually achieve the goals that you wanted to achieve and there's still that big void inside of you. It's the mirage that we set for ourselves. I'll be happy when I do this. When I have the $1 million, when I have the $10 million, when I have the house, when I have the car, I'll be happy. And you get there, and that might last a day, a month, a week, a year. But at some point, you're like, fuck, I'm still not happy. And the best example that gets overused is Robin Williams. Most people that know who he was loved him. Hyperachiever, achieved more than most people ever will with their lives. And he made everyone happy except whom? Himself. I didn't know him personally, didn't have that the luxury and the gift of knowing him personally, but for everyone that has known him personally, people that have worked with him, he was such a great achiever. He won awards, he had millions of dollars, he had a beautiful family, but he didn't do things that fulfilled him to some level. That's why he did what it is that he did. He took his own life. So what my invitation for you guys listening to this podcast right now is to find what's meaningful to you. Yes, then put monetary structure around that. Okay, how do I create a living? How do I earn enough income to do the things that I love? How do I give back to the world? How do I whatever? There's those pieces of the puzzle as well. But for me, it's finding what's meaningful to you. And that comes back to purpose. And that's my first step here. Is before you get into the routine of setting goals, okay, I want to make this money. I want to have a house. I want to have a car. I want to start a business. I want to do X, Y, Z. It's like, well, what's meaningful to you? What's your purpose? And that's a hard question to answer. And I ran through this on the workshop that I mentioned. But your purpose in life is to find your purpose. The quote that I use over and over and over again is the statue of David. If for people that don't know the quote from Michelangelo, someone come up to him and said, Michelangelo, how did you make such a beautiful piece of art? And his answer was just beautiful. He says, it was actually really easy. David was always there in the statue. I just had to remove everything that wasn't him. And I'll explain what I mean by that, but let that sink in. Think of when you were young and you felt safe to express yourself, whether it's sort of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, between those ages, maybe 12, when you felt safe to express who you were. The weird, quirky, funny, smelly, interesting, weird, goofy version of you. Did you struggle with confidence then? No, you did not. Did you struggle caring about people's opinions then? No, you did not. Did you struggle with self-worth then? No, you did not. Because you were expressing the authentic version of you. You were revealing the statue of David, which is you. And the things that aren't David, the pieces that aren't you, are those limiting beliefs, the ego, the expectations of who you have to be successful. And all of that is dimming your light. I love this quote as well. Write this one down or really underline this quote. Your light shines brightest when you let it shine freely. Let me say that again. Your light shines brightest when you let it shine freely. And that light is the statue of David, which is you. So another quote that I use is really meaningful to me is when what you do is the fullest expression of who you are, you will do your life's best work. What if you got to a point when you were just doing and being who you were, and that's what you got paid to do? Imagine that. And that's possible. There's people doing that shit right now. You look at someone like, this is a fun little exercise. Jump on, I can do it quickly. I'll do this live on this podcast with you guys. If you just jump on Google right now and type in Ryan's Toys income. I think he's like 9 or 10 years old now. Okay. In 2019, he set a new world record, earning an estimated $26 million from YouTube. And he would have been, I've got another link here. Ryan, I can't say his name right, Kaji, can't say his last name right. 9 years old, earns $29.5 million as this year's highest paid YouTuber. He does reviews of fucking toys. Do you think he needs motivation to do that? Do you think he needs to be held accountable to do that? Do you think he needs to force himself to do that? Fuck no. He wants to do it anyways. So figure out what you want to do, what you're inspired to do, what the authentic version of you, the real statue of you wants to do. Figure out how to get paid to do it, and you will have a meaningful life. And you will get paid more than you fucking ever dreamt of. We get paid in direct reflection to how much value we add to the world. And if you do that by being who you are, the gift that you are, if you're a healer, if you're a teacher, if you're an inventor, if you're a visionary, if you're a businessman, a businesswoman, whatever it may be, whatever that authentic statue of you, the authentic version of you, whatever that is, being who that is, expressing who that is, yes, putting business structure around it, having products, doing sales, doing marketing, hiring people, if you go down the business route, You don't have to go down the business route, but maybe it's finding a career that allows you to do that. Maybe you're a born and bred lover and carer, so you might get into a company or a role where you do client care, client love. All you do all day is love on people. That might be your role. That might be your career. And you will do it better than anyone else because it's what you fucking want to do anyways. And that's why I get so passionate about this, because everyone can do that. Everyone can get to a point where you're doing what you love, you're loving what you do, and you're getting beautifully paid to do it. So before you go setting all these goals, which is a good start, because I don't know the statistics, I haven't Googled them recently, but most people don't set goals. I think it's above 90%. I'll have a quick, how many people set goals? What comes up? Only 20%. According to a post, this is the first one that popped up, could be wrong. Only 20% of people. So 80% of people aren't even setting goals. So if you're setting goals, that's good. You're in the top 20%. But most people don't follow through with them. And most people aren't setting smart goals. But majority of people aren't setting goals based on what's meaningful to them. The scariest place to be is when you hit your goals and you're still fucking unfulfilled, because before then you had a mirage. You had the mirage to chase. So you've got a destination to run to. But once you've hit the destination and you're there and you're fucking still unfulfilled, then you've got nothing to run towards. That's fucking scary. So I haven't even got to the punchline of how to figure out your purpose here. But to figure out your purpose, guys, I have a process I go through, but this is the short version. What was the biggest pain and void in your life? So what was most painful for you in your upbringing? If you had pain around your health, you might have had health challenges, or maybe got bullied for your health or how you looked, or you had pain around that, people commenting on your health and pain around it, then health might be important to you. So you want to help people with your health. You may have had pain around your family. You had a dysfunctional family dynamic. So you want to help family structures. You want to help raise a beautiful family. Beautiful. So the process, again, I did this for 2 hours. I'm kind of doing this very summarized right now. But you go, what's your purpose? What's your mission? So mission is a 5 to 10 year goal. It's a huge goal. It's a huge target that you want to go to hit. And whether you hit it or not, it doesn't matter. It's just something for you to chase that's meaningful to you. There's a good quote that went around the world in 2022 that's really awesome. It's, the man that loves walking will walk further than the man that loves the destination. Let that sink in. It's not about the fucking goal. It's not about whether you hit it or not. Yes, put metrics on it, break it down, set smart goals. Yes, I'm not saying dismiss that. You still have that, but just make sure you're doing what you love. When what you do is the fullest expression of who you are, you will do your life's best work. Just remind yourself of that. So just to summarize this, because I'm not really getting to the punchline yet, is what is your purpose? And just something to sort of just sit on. What was the biggest pain or void in your life? Was it lack of money? Your purpose might be to generate massive amounts of wealth. That might be meaningful to you. Please don't get caught up with that one, because for some people that will be it, but for majority of you, it won't be. So if you're just chasing, again, the mirage of having X amount of money to make you happy, it's not going to make you happy. So, but some people it will be. Some people just generally love finances. They love stocks. They love assets. They love researching financial wealth and wealth creation. If that's you, beautiful. Then get into the financial world. Get into stocks. Get into whatever asset class is interesting to you. So for some people, yes, but most people no. It might be relationships. It might be parenting. It might be sports. It might be learning. It might be teaching. It might be healing. It might be music. It might be dancing. It might be traveling the world. You might love experiencing cultures and traveling the world. Beautiful. Become a travel person. Start a vlog. Start a blog. Add value to people when it comes to doing what you love. And then what the next step from there, once you've got your purpose, your mission, and your vision. So purpose is what's meaningful to you. Mission is a goal. What do you want to do in the next 5 to 10 years? Something's fucking huge that you can start chasing towards. Excuse me. We then do vision. So I keep getting my words wrong. So purpose, what's meaningful to you? What was your biggest pain or void in your upbringing? Then we do mission. What do you want to do in the next 5 to 10 years? What's a big fucking goal that you can chase towards? What's your Mount Everest that you want to start scaling and climbing up? Then vision is, what does your life look like once you've achieved the mission? So say you were to achieve that mission, or when you achieve that mission, what does your life look like? What does your relationship? So we go through values as well. So I break people's vision down to their values. So what are your values? And then we expand on them. So say you had a high value on relationship. What does your relationship look like? Say you had a high value on health. What does your health look like? Say you had a high value on experiences. What does your experiences look like once you've achieved the mission? So you've hit that goal. What does life look like? Then we get down to the nitty gritty. Then we get down to breaking down your goals. And a piece of that is financial intelligence, learning how to not trade time for money, learning how to scale income. So you're earning money while you sleep and you're earning money doing what you love. And there's ways to do that. Literally, I told you, Ryan's Toys, or Ryan, again, I can't pronounce his last name, earned $29 million reviewing fucking toys. That is insane. And that's US dollars too for any of my Aussies here. That I reckon that's around what, $35-40 million. It's insane. Just doing what he loves. You didn't have to motivate him to do it. He would have done it anyway. So that's insane. So where was I going? So understand money. And for people that this podcast is not purely on money. It's just a piece of it. But understanding vehicles. What allows you to scale your income? For most people that are now currently trading time for money, by definition, you can never stop working, right? Because if you stop working, you stop earning. What if you built a system, a business, or it might start as a side hustle, something that pays you while you sleep? If you want to dive into this topic, I recommend the book Rich Dad Poor Dad and his second volume, Cash Flow Quadrant. Go read those two books. They're very easy reads. They're story-based books. They're really awesome. So Rich Dad Poor Dad and Cash Flow Quadrant. Go read those two books. Just understand, not trade time for money, and learn how to scale your income so you're not limited by how much you can earn based on how many hours you work. It's based on how much value you add to the world. And then you can actually pay people to do that for you as well. So that would be the next step. So number one, what's your purpose, mission, vision? Secondly, understand the rules of money, because we do live in a monetary world. If money didn't exist, you wouldn't have to worry about it. But we live in a world where you got to, I wouldn't be able to film this video right now if I didn't have money to buy the camera. I wouldn't be able to sleep in this house if I didn't have money to pay rent. So money is a piece of life. It's a part of it. It's not, for most people, what's meaningful to them. It's a piece of the puzzle, but it's not the most important part. For some people it is. And then the next step is you break down your goals. This is where the goal setting piece comes into it. So what I do and what I recommend is you get clear on your vision. Okay, there's your vision, there's your mission, there's your purpose, and values. I haven't spoken about values too much today. I normally do, but values, I've done other podcasts. Go watch those podcasts on that. So what are your values? I then brainstorm. So this is how I do it, is I do like a brainstorming session. So what do you want to achieve in 2023? That's the purpose of this video. What do you want to achieve in 2023? Just mind map it. Write up goals. So I get a whiteboard. I have a bit of a psychedelic or some form of enhancing substance for me to visualize a little bit more. I do this for goal setting purposes. And I just brain dump. What do I want to do? And I have my values already written next to them. So mine are coaching, learning, relationships, friendships, wealth creation, family, and health. So those are my values. So I make sure I have goals that tick off at least every single one of them once. So I make sure there's something for all of them up there. So you brain dump. What are the goals I want to achieve for 2023? Then you want to isolate or prioritize the top 3 to 5. The man that chases 2 rabbits goes hungry. Okay. You want to prioritize the ones that are most important to move the big blocks forward, to move the needle the most, because you can have anything you want in life. You can't have everything you want in life. You can't play 5 professional sports at the same time. You won't be good at all of them. You'll be okay at all of them. So you want to prioritize the ones that are going to move the needle the most. So for most people, it might be finances. For some people, it's like mastering your money, learning how to make money, building a business, etc., etc. That might be the first step, because money gives you resources to do more things, right? You don't have to trade time for money. You can work less. You've got more resources to do whatever. So what are your top 3 to 5? Then you break that down from annually to quarterly. What am I going to do in the next 3 months? Then you break that down to monthly. What am I going to do in the next month? Then you break that down to weekly. What am I going to do in the next week? And then you break it down to daily. So we do daily huddles, which is really awesome. So daily huddles, I do this every single day. I'll read you out my huddle for today to give you a live example. Today is December 20th, 2022. So I do daily huddles every single day. A really hot tip for this, guys, is you find an accountability buddy to hold you accountable to these goals. This is the power of daily huddles. So I sent this literally about an hour ago to my accountability buddy and to a group chat as well. So I go through, firstly, what am I excited about today? So write these steps down. This is what a daily huddle looks like. Step 1, what are you excited about today? Get some good energy, get some good frequencies, get yourself excited for what's coming today. Second step, what was your outcomes for yesterday? Were they done or not done? That's a big step because most people don't do that. They don't review the day that was, and they don't hold themselves accountable. So step 2, what were your outcomes for yesterday, done or not done? Step 3, what are your outcomes today? What are you achieving today? And they need to be measurable. You need to clearly be able to say, was it done or not done? You might say, I'm going to do some exercise. You could walk to the fucking fridge and back to get food, and you've done some exercise. So you need to make sure it's measurable to some degree. So it's made 3 sales. It's booked in 5 whatever. It's made X amount of dollars. It's trained exercise for 30 minutes. You just want to put something that's trackable and measurable so you can actually hold yourself accountable to it. 4th step, do you require any support? Because, especially if you're a business owner, doing this with your team will change the fucking game for you. Because we've done huddles before, and we do it every single morning. I'm about to do the team huddle in about 45 minutes, is we go through the outcomes from yesterday, done or not done. If they weren't done, you need to explain why they weren't done. And in some people, and I've done this before as well, a lot, you say, oh, it wasn't done because I didn't know how to do it. Well, why did you not ask for support yesterday when you wrote down your goals? Because we literally give you the opportunity to ask for support. So it takes away the excuses for why things won't be done. So that's why we have support. And then the last step is, what are you grateful for? Get some good energy. The more that you're grateful, the more you get given to be grateful for from the universe. So I'll just rephrase that. What are you excited about? What are your outcomes for yesterday, done or not done? What are your outcomes for today? Do you need any support with those outcomes? And what are you grateful for? Doing those 5 steps every day. Can you see the power in that? And those daily outcomes lead to my weekly to monthly to quarterly to annually to mission to purpose. You're doing shit that's meaningful to you. So you're crushing goals, you're making it happen. But so you've got that you want to be, this is a great analogy. I love this analogy. You want to be a Buddha in a Benz, a Mercedes Benz. You want to have the finances. You want to have the strategy, the tactical, the nitty-gritty outcomes. But you want to be fulfilled. You want to be happy. You want to be doing things that's meaningful to you. You want to be a Buddha, super happy, super content, super fulfilled, but you want to be very good with the strategic plan, the strategic outcomes, the actual practical implementation and execution upon your goals. So I hope you guys got value from today. So I've been rambling on a little bit. I got a little bit passionate about this one. I do love goal setting. So I hope you guys got value from this. If you did get value from this, guys, please like the video. Again, if you haven't, share it with a friend. Leave a comment down below. Share it on your Instagram. Give me a tag in there. And guys, I do have a gift for you as well in the caption of this. Or if you follow me on social media, guys, go to the link in my profile. It's on Instagram and TikTok and other profiles. A free strategy call. I offer people that consume my content a free strategy call to, 1, connect with you. I love connecting with people. Seeing what your biggest challenge is that's stopping you from moving forward in life. It might be limiting beliefs. It might be traumas. It might not be knowing what your purpose is. It might be not knowing how to make money, how to scale a business, how to hire people, how to market, how to sell, whatever it may be. And then we come up with the solution. We come up, how can I help you break through, whether it's working with me, whether it's a book, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a different coach that may be a better fit for you. If you'd like to take one of those guys, either go to the link in my profile on my social medias and grab yourself one. The link is there, or it will be in the description of this podcast that you're watching right now. Much love, guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thank you for supporting me in my journey. 2023 is going to be huge for me. I've got my goals set. I've got clarity on who I am, where I'm going. I'm revealing the statue of David, which is me. I'm letting my light shine because I'm letting it shine freely, and I would invite you to do the same thing. Much love. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next podcast. See ya.